Just got in my new Ultralight rod, 11 footer from Daiwa. Look at this. Best box job I've ever seen of anything that came in. This is a solid box, but that these solid sides also taped in. Fantastic. Oh, it's starting to pour heavy, but it is Hawaii. This is what happens here. See that? Best wrap job I've ever seen on any rod sent by Daiwa Presso. This does not feel like a typical ultralight rod. It's a lot stiffer than I thought. It could be because of the 10+1 guides on it. You know, the more guides you got, it's going to stiffen the rod. Look at that. This is more on a light, like a light or a light plus. This doesn't feel like an ultralight to me, which is good for my purposes. Aloha guys, Scuba Chris here. I just got in what I was been waiting for a long time. This is the Daiwa Presso. Now this rod here comes in 4, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5, 8, 9, and 11. There's no 10 footers. I've been waiting for this for a while. This is the last one available in the US, so I'm very lucky to get this one. So they seem to be available in 1 to 6 pound sizes. Good ratings, right, for ultralights. It has a Cork split grip. See, even in the middle part here is Cork. That's kind of unusual, and only available in fast action only. Just by looking at this, I mean, I already played around with it, but you know, nice ferrule length. Pretty good build, I would say. That the guides here are pretty nice. 10+1. I mean, with 10+1 guides, that means it's all this here is just going to help straighten the rod, so it doesn't feel like a typical ultralight. It feels like a light or light plus. It feels a little bit stronger. And when you look online, like I think it was Amazon, there's I think 3 or 4 reviews only on this rod. There's not much out there. But all of them said the same thing. It felt heavier. And the reason why it felt stiffer and heavier was because of the guide count. That helps to stiffen this. The other way they help stiffen this is to have more sections, you know, like 3 or 4 sections. But this one here is only a 2 section. Has a hook keeper right there. You notice the space here is very limited, is because it's meant for, it's an ultralight, so it's meant for smaller reels, probably 2,500 below, but don't quote me on that. I'm just guessing what it would be. Probably would take it 3,000 most likely, but it's meant for that type of reel. A lot of intricate, delicate work went into this. I can see that. And when I read up on it, it says micro pitch taping is used during the curing process. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it's supposed to help in the curing process, because anytime you deal with something this small, I mean, there's a lot of heat generated from the curing process. So I'm pretty sure that it's they have turntables that are going pretty good speed with a lot of air ventilation. So to produce a quality product like this, because if you look around, a lot of the good ultralight rods like this are cheap. They're very, very expensive. You know, this is good for 1/32 seconds. Yeah, 1/32 ounce to 1/4 ounce, but a lot of reviews said you can go a little bit higher, like 3/8, because it is stiffer with all these guides. I'm not sure what I mentioned at the beginning here, but let me give a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you get 10 guides plus the tip, so it's 10+1. So I'm not sure what I said in the beginning because I was just unboxing it, but now I have a time to get a definite count on it. From what I read, these are Dynaflow ultralight guides. Now, I don't know too much about this, but it's supposedly good because some of these rods here, they go up to $1,000 and a little bit more in Japan. It's not a cheap rod. This is a quality built rod. From everything I read, it kind of showed that. And this size here, 11 footer, I looked around, this is the last one around. There isn't any other 11 footers, unless they're in the process of making more, but looks like I got the last one, sorry. So, you know, my communications, I did communicate with one of the people there, and they said they're thinking about renaming the 4 and 5 footers under a different brand name, because it just so, I think there's like 10 or 11 sizes of this one here, so that might be prudent. And they're going to stop production of the 9 and 10, and the reason why is probably because it's more humbug, you know, meaning that for the turntable, for the length that it's going to take up, the space it's going to take up, having the 2 larger ones may not be the best thing. Plus, you know, here in the US, they just might be abusing a hit because, you know, in Japan, they don't have a lot of space like we do here. So having a 9 or 11 foot rod takes up a lot of space. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I've been told that the reason why they may not carry this anymore is because the company has decided not to manufacture this. But it's all hearsay right now. Another reason why is they could be having a lot of issues with the breakage, because anything this long and this thin might break. But in the beginning, I showed you those quick videos of how well the box was. That box was thick. That box was strong. I mean, you couldn't break it in the first couple of seconds if you tried. It was that good. That's why I'm keeping the box, because if I travel with this rod, that box is gonna go with me. Now, because it is an ultralight with such a long, thin tip here, no high sticking, because I've been with people who high stick, and later they didn't do it with me, but they end up breaking the rod every now and then. And they ask, why did that happen? Is like manufacturing defect? I'm thinking it's like, no, it's because of the way you high stick it. But a lot of people don't realize you gotta keep the rod about like that, not like that, especially when you have a hit. That's ridiculous. One of the things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna coat the cork here. You can use U40, but I'm gonna use Diamond Shine, which is my favorite, but U40 would work just as well. Okay, I just coated this cork here and here with Diamond Shine. You notice it changing colors right away. This is the first time I'm doing some high level quality cork. It had a hard time absorbing, so I noticed I just put less on the brush, give it 2 coats, and it finally absorbed it. Normally cheaper cork is easier because it's more porous and accept it easier. This is very high quality, high density cork. So that's what it looked like in the beginning. That's what it looked like after it was coated. So I'm going to do this one to finish it. You know, even though this was not a cheap rod here, because it's 11 feet, okay? Look what exactly the same things are going for remarketed in Japan. They're averaging like 3 to, I think 800 is the normal range. They're not cheap, you know, they're expensive. It's because they're quality built. So if you can find a few, grab them. I might grab one more, but I'm very happy with this 11 foot. If I do something like accidentally break off a guide or something, I'll have one put on. Even though it may not look the same, it's gonna be worth it because the blank alone is worth it.